Tell me timeline. Where the stuff has come from the past to current. Back in 1872, the Austro-Hungarian North Pole expedition departs. On 1873, the expedition discovers the Franz Josef Land archipelago, of which Rudolf Island is a part. On 1874, the expedition maps the northern shore and plants an Austro-Hungarian flag, naming the landmass in honor of Crown Prince Rudolf of Austria. On 1899-1900, an expedition led by Prince Luigi Amedeo, Duke of the Abruzzi, utilizes Teplitz Bay as a winter staging area to attempt reaching the North Pole. On 1903-1905, the Ziegler Polar Expedition, led by Anthony Fiala, builds a large base camp and out on the island, utilizing it for 2 seasons. On 1914, Russia formally claims sovereignty over the Franz Josef Land archipelago. On March 1914, Russian explorer Georgy Sedov perishes on the sea ice, close to Rudolf Island during a sledging attempt to reach the North Pole. On April 15, 1926, the Soviet Union formally annexes the archipelago, placing it under the administration of the Arkhangelsk Oblast. On 1932, during the Second International Polar Year, the Soviet Union establishes a meteorological station on the island, making it the northernmost scientific outpost in the world at the time. On 1936, a small snow airstrip is constructed on the island's glacier to act as a staging area for the world's first drift ice station, North Pole 1. On 1941, the weather station is temporarily evacuated during World War II. On 1957-1958, during the International Geophysical Year, the Soviet Union vastly expands the island's infrastructure by opening the Kringle Station, which becomes the largest rocket launching site in the archipelago. On 2000, the post-Soviet era sees the definitive closure of the Kringle Station, leaving behind decaying buildings, wreckage, and leaking fuel tanks. On 2005, a small base is re-established with plans to clean up the area and revive the site. On present day, includes 2026, currently the island remains largely uninhabited and glaciated, with remnants of international 19th century and 20th century expeditions scattered across the landscape. It is managed as part of the Russian Arctic National Park and is visited primarily by scientific researchers and specialized Arctic tourism expeditions. See you in Tiburon Island, Mexico timeline that I had to go through.